All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Massive gap today. Massive gap. NQ up 3.5% this morning. Higher time frame change of character well underway here. We talked about price needing to break above 540 for that change of character to materialize. That's the most recent lower high within the sequence. And it is well above that level, up through last week's high, up through the year to date volume point of control at 25K. And now bumping into higher time frame resistance at 25,200. So makes the main watch for this morning pretty simple. Pretty straightforward. We want to see how price responds to 25,200, and that'll kind of set the stage for this morning. Extended hours volume point of control right here at 189. Big volume throughout the overnight sesh. Yeah, let's see what we're working with today. See how the dust settles. See, do we have any 10 a.m. prints? No, we're all clear on 10 a.m. data. We do have FOMC minutes today at 2 p.m. Probably a nothing burger. Usually is. Oil is down 18%. Wow. Oil down into 92, 93 area. Tomorrow and day after our red folder news days. Let's see what do we have? I think tomorrow. One of these days is CPI. CPI on Friday, PCE tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, so that should be interesting. I have MCS tomorrow as well. Or excuse me, Friday. MCS on Friday. So it looks like we're going to have an open right near this level of interest. Overnight highs up there at 257. Here comes the open. As always, looking for that A plus opportunity. Otherwise, staying patient. Don't let the big gap cause you to do anything crazy. No FOMO, no ROMO, no regret of missing out. Just staying patient, letting that easy money play come right to us. Nice push right there off the open. Overnight high is 257. So just shy of the overnight high right there. What is that, like a 70 point opening 30-minute candle, 30-second candle? Yeah, volatility. Volatility is here. Let's look at the gap on the RTH. Look at that. Look at that gap. Wow. It's actually a pretty average volume open right there. So beneath 200, what's my downside level? 25K. $25 140. Current low. Dean is already riding that opening drive trade. Slightly above average volume this morning. I was actually expecting a bit more volume. A little bit of a bounce. Some pre-market support right through there. Do you see the price taking Asia liquidity before going up? Price taking Asia liquidity. What does that mean? What are we talking about? I see price at 25,160 right now. The Asia low, the overnight low. Overnight low is 24,355. Do I think price will come down to the overnight low? I mean, it's currently at resistance, but I am not in the prediction business. So I don't do any sort of forecasting like that. I purely react to whatever price is showing me. Look for price to respond to the levels that are on my chart. And if it shows me a setup at my level, I press buy. If it does not show me a setup at my level, I wait. So whether or not it takes the overnight low, your guess is as good as mine. And if anyone tells you, if any, pretty much, if anyone speaks in absolute about markets, if they're speaking in absolute terms, like it will do this, it will do that, they are full of shit. You can mark that. They are full of shit. That is a fact. Oh, Des, the Herman Miller. My only regret with the Herman Miller is not buying it earlier, man. Nasdaq new low 25,125. So I have to wait for 25K, like I said. Oh, Andre, it's all good, man. There's a difference between like a trade idea, like a thesis, and you know, forecasting or speaking in absolutes about price. Trading on paper is nothing more than a series of if then statements. If then, if then, if then. Good volume coming in now. Prior bar shows 2x. Nasdaq pressing the lows. And so far, there's a higher time frame rejection at 25,200. Right at that area of resistance. Should be able to see that plain as day on the chart. So the next area I'll watch for a bounce. Right through here. 25K. You also have year-to-date volume pointing control through there. Do well. Let's go, man. Nice work. Where'd you throw your fib on the overnight move? No, that wouldn't be the 38. Oh, you must be talking about entry, intraday. Nice. Yeah, I see it. There's 25 100 double zero. Usually see a response at those double zero. I haven't checked ES this morning. Okay. So fairly similar structure on ES into last month's value area high. 68.42 would be the March value area high. Let's see oil. Oil's actually into some support there. And NASDAQ, 4-hour closure in 16 minutes. So far, a pretty good rejection from 25,200. And this would be a gap and crap open. The gap and crap. This very well may be a wait till 10 a.m. sort of morning before placing any trades. Just based on current location. For me, price is in no man's land, so I'd either need action versus 25,200 or 25K. Currently 25,115. Let's bring that intraday profile right there. All right. Keep an eye on that. So volume point of control for the regular trading hour sesh right down here at 111. Dean locked the short. Well done. You gotta post that execution in the think tank. I want to see that. All right, a little bit of a bounce there. So buyers like that 25-100 psychological level. ES bouncing versus value area low for the extended hour session, as well as VWAP 68.13. So far, we have this high through here, and then this lower high right through here. How are you so patient? Years of scar tissue. The market has forced my hand. The market has forced me to be patient over the years. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, exactly. After being burned too many times of being impatient. Exactly. Yeah. I mean that's it right there. That's spot on. Top step X glitching. Let's see. GSX. Looks all right for me. Yeah, looks okay on my end. Top step X. So is this another lower high in the making for the intraday sesh? Ten till 10. So far, a cash morning. Cash morning so far. And NASDAQ with another lower high. Probably the D wall re-entry right there. New low of day and Q. Knowing cash as a position helps with patience. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good volume. Better volume now. Okay. So that is value area low from the extended hour session. With 7 minutes to go until 10 a.m. No data at 10. And NQ is almost into the shallow fib. The 23% retracement for that overnight move. Intraday so far is pretty plainly a downtrend, series of lower highs. It's like a new low of day almost. So current low 70, 25070, 72. Some indecision here. How many candles do I wait for after bouncing for an entry? There's no set amount. Depends on the context and how price unfolds at the level. For specifics, I recommend watching the TMG recordings in the Traders Think Tank. We have a live session tomorrow after the close. A little consolidation here between 75 and 100. 3 minutes until 10 a.m. BCY, did APT take this? One way to find out, grab a license, grab an annual license. Let's see. No APT trades today. Not yet, anyway. NASDAQ, new low of day. Still cash here. 1 minute till 10 a.m. So let's see if we start to get some sort of reversal or if price is going to continue another 70 points lower into 25K. Still just a bit of consolidation here the past 5 or 6 minutes between 75 and 100. You may see volume point of control shift lower here in another minute or two. There's 10 a.m. There's volume point of control shifting lower. Cash morning so far. All cash. Look at this consolidation. Looks like barbed wire. Like some barbed wire right there. The hell is that? Magnet. Okay. Yeah, Pratik might be with you there. We'll see. Volume's good, so we'll see how price develops if it gets to a location I can actually engage. The other consideration is what you had mentioned earlier with the PCE tomorrow and then CPI on Friday. I'll definitely be at the desk for both of those. Love those red folder prints. Burner only though. No farm. No farm for the red folder. Volume fell off. Where'd the volume go? Volume now below average post 10 a.m. and price just stuck in this barcode right through here. Volume point of control has shifted to 86. Good old barcode, yeah. Consolidation. Consolidation station. Yeah, volume in ES is pretty good. What's up, Chrissy? Hovering right above VWAP. Yeah, VWAP right there. Session volume point of control. Value area low. But no price action to match. Okay, what made you switch focus from trading a personal cash account to the prop farm? I still trade a personal cash account is linked to the farm. Talked about that in the recent video. But the farm gives you massive leverage. Massive leverage for capital deployed and the amount of capital that you have to tie up. You can do way more, assuming that you actually have edge in the market and you can actually trade. You can do way more with the current setup that we have with prop farms or prop firms. Sorry. I don't know if that's going to be around forever. I don't know if that opportunity will exist forever. And so while it's here, while it's unregulated and you have so many avenues, so many pathways that you can go down with different prop firms. It seems like a no-brainer to try and maximize that. So the way I think about it is like the amount of capital I have to deploy to the drawdown that I have access to. So if let's say a 50K account is, we all know it's not actually 50K, it's like $2,000 in drawdown. So if that costs me $50 to have access to $2,000 in drawdown, that's a very good trade-off. It's a very, very good trade-off. You cannot really get that sort of same leverage in a cash account. At least that I know of. Maybe with some of these offshore forex brokers, you can really turn up the leverage. But in a US regulated broker, just doesn't exist. To my knowledge, anyway. But ultimately, you want to treat these things like you would an actual cash account so that the skill set transfers. NASDAQ fresh lows on volume right there. Chrissy, 25K, man. 25K, you know the drill. No modifying the level mid-session. I'm seeing reports in the traders think tank that Top Step X is having issues again. Someone had mentioned it here in the live stream chat earlier. Yeah, mine completely closed. Anyone else having TSX issues? It looks like even Tradeovate with that gap on the micros here. Look at the gap. Let's see what's going on. See if I can reload. Top Step X. Yeah, there it is. This looks like it's all right. Dark to Light Top Step is now charging commissions on every trade starting next week. I saw that email yesterday. To be honest, to be 100% honest, I didn't know that they weren't charging commissions. I don't think I knew that. So I was like, whatever. Whatever. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, right? Is this Smart Who's trading 212? I don't know what that is. What is that? What is trading 212? Gabe, the house needs to have edge. I think it's probably related to They're pushing to the brokerage. I think it's probably somewhat related to that. I do think it's cool how when you go to request a payout on Top Step now, they have the option there to transfer it into the brokerage. I still have not gotten my invite. Has anyone gotten an invite to the Top Step brokerage? If you join the wait list, have you gotten the invite yet? Anyone? Rich, you got the invite yesterday? Oh man. Nice. Okay, that's a good sign. That was a good sign. All right. Yeah, Rich VIP. Let's go. Let me double check. Top Step, Top Step brokerage. I don't even hang on. Gabe filled out the waitlist, but personally sticking with the Ninja Trader. It's good to have backups, Gabe. Ninja Trader is not without its own issues. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I found the confirmation email from January 27th. You are on the Top Step brokerage waitlist. All right, nothing to do but sit and wait, I guess. And what I'm hopeful they will do with the Top Step brokerage is there may be some tax advantages there. We'll see. I'm not 100% on that, but there could be some tax advantages there. If they don't currently have that, I would imagine that would be in their pipeline to set it up that way. Can't sync stop loss with trade away to trading view. Yeah, I can't comment on that. I don't use trading view to trade. I've never used trading view to trade. What you see on the screen right now is pretty much how I've always done it. Have the chart on one and then the brokerage on the other. So trading view just for charting, and then actually execute the trades in the broker. Look at this volume though. Look at this volume and this just pure chop. See, that's real chop right there. Just overlapping candles, chop city. This is not uncommon after the magnitude of the gap that we saw. I mean, Nasdaq is up almost 3% for the index. That's huge. That was absolutely huge. Then not to mention we have red folder news tomorrow. So tier 1 data, PCE, GDP, then Friday CPI and MCS. It is still a cash morning for me personally. Nothing to even do here in the burner. Cursing 90% wick, yeah. No volume either. News gonna hit soon, says Chrissy. You got the crystal ball? PJ, what's up, man? I'm gonna put my other email on the top set brokerage waitlist. There we go. Double dip. Between the firms, I didn't see anyone say FTMO. I think that's Forex, right? Or CFDs. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure that's Forex. CL catching a little bid. ES just chopping. Pure chop. Post 10 a.m. Chop City. NASDAQ. Man, I'm happy to be cash right now with the way things are looking here. Who else is cash? Who else is cash right now? I know a few of you hammered the shorts. Well done. No trade, cash, cash. Des, small loss, cash, cash. Great to be cash today. Trailed out cash. All right, all right, all right. A lot of cash out there. Cash here myself. Chop City, yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So let's see. If price can show a break here, basically 25,100 and then come retest that area, that would be an opportunity I could look at. Long setup I could look at in the burner. In the burn ski. Not in the farm. Can't mess around with the farm. Don't bet the farm, they say. Farm boy. Rumo, is this guy is always posting the same thing in here. Yesterday was short. Let me see channel activity. Yeah, it's like always the same comment. Rumo, are you in the think tank? What's your think tank username? Rumo8306. Look at this 5-minute. My goodness. Barbed wire. Don't touch the barbed wire. Prior 15-minute bar is a doji. Yeah, I think that guy's a bot. Okay. Later. VIP club. It's Mish? No chance. No way. Mish would never. Mish would absolutely never. Are you kidding me? You guys don't know Mish very well. If he's not trading, he's doom scrolling. He is doom scrolling. He's either trading, doing PTG tasks, or doom scrolling. And then on the weekend, well, we can't talk about that on stream, but on the weekend he he does something else entirely. On the weekend, Mish becomes Misha. Yeah. Look at this action. Slow, nothing to do but wait, right? This is the market. It's not uncommon to see big overnight move, huge overnight move, and then some slowness during the regular sesh. And so the signal there is that if you feel some sort of FOMO when you look at that overnight action, FOMO, ROMO, and that then bleeds into your session, those emotions then bleed into your session. That's the market giving you feedback that you need to chill, cool it, cool it. Okay, almost 1 hour into the sesh. Cash on the farm. Farm is cash. The burner, these gains on the burner are from last night. So cash for RTH this morning. I mean, price is not too far off of 25K. Could get there in one 30-second candle. Just crack the lows. Chrissy, I don't think Rain Man's in here. It's the reality of trading right here. A whole lot of waiting. A whole lot of waiting as a trader. You need price in a proper location, and then once price gets to your location, you actually need a setup. When price is not at or near your location, the job is pretty much to do nothing. That's in the job description. Where traders will self-sabotage is in between those points because they get bored or they just want to hit their I just want to hit my $150 trade day so I can take my payout tomorrow. And then it's all over after that. The session was done before it started. All right, here we go. New low of day. 25.030. Uptick in volume. All right, Gabe, take care, man. Good patience and discipline today. Dave, oil, yeah, oil's ripping. Nice bounce on oil. Still down 16% on the day. But nice bounce there. Like I said, I'm waiting for 25K, 30 points lower. All right, Bills, take care. See you tomorrow. Rich, while waiting for a setup, reading 7 massive documents from TSX brokerage. Yeah, I bet those are long ones. Let's see. Let's rerun that fib here. Overnight sesh. Yeah, so this is the shallow fib for the overnight sesh. Overnight low, 23% fib. It's at 25,044. Okay. Des, missed the entry in RTY, feeling super upset. Don't revenge trade now. If you're feeling upset, it's honestly best to just shut it down. Just call it. No good trade comes after being upset. I can tell you that. Once you're upset, that next trade is not going to be good. That's pretty much a guarantee. So wrap it up. Try again tomorrow. No, I don't revenge trade anymore. Solid. Good, 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 good. Waiting for the great reversal. Yeah, same. Let's see if it comes at 25K. Volume's tapering down a bit. I don't prefer this slow drift down. I'm with you on that. Yeah, I much prefer momentum. Momentum moves, big velocity. Ethan, getting upset led to me blowing up almost 100% of the time. Yeah, pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. That's a relatable story there. Once you are emotionally compromised, there's no good trade that comes after that point. And don't get me wrong, you may recover some of the drawdown. It doesn't mean that it was good trading. So one of the hardest things to do is when you are feeling that heat, that emotional turmoil, that upset feeling, is just shutting it down and just sitting with the discomfort. Once a few minutes pass, you realize it's not the end of the world, and you carry on with your day. But if you continue to trade while you have that kind of emotional turmoil, well, you can dig yourself into a deeper hole, and then what's going to happen? You're going to be even more pissed off, more upset. Dave, I ended a PC keyboard life. That's next level right there. Yeah, that is next level. Oh, that's the dream right there, Ethan. Nice 5K candle. Little uptick in volume right there. Price just sitting on 25,040. I need a little bit lower. It's more chop. More barcode here at the 50-45 area. ES bouncing versus 6800. Volume has really died in ES as well. Wow, we're almost into 11 a.m. Look at this drift. Drift. So first 30 minutes of the day, you get some nice directional action there. Then this is the drift. Slow drip. Like I said, happily cash right now. This action is this is all loss making for me. This sort of action, nothing good comes from that. All right, Pratik, take care, man. See you tomorrow. Nasdaq getting into 25K. So let's see the 000. I need some volume to come in down there. Here's 25K. See a true test. At long last, a level of interest. I know, right? Man, been almost 90 minutes since that last level of interest. See this 1 minute bar closure. So far, I like the bounce. But don't really have a desire to be the first one in. So see how it develops. Remember yesterday we looked at some nice second entries. We talked about the second entry yesterday. Talked about the market structure based entry. Uptick in volume is good. Dina, I'll never be in first and I'll never have FOMO. Heck yeah. That's what I like to hear right there. So for our 40-point reversal versus 25K, and volume improving, improving, improving. $25,035. There we go. Back into 25K, almost. Almost there. See if it sweeps the low. Maybe a little intraday spring. But so far, that drift lower has not shown any change of character. You kind of need to break above this point, the 60s, for that intraday change of character. See if it breaks the low. There it goes. All right. We'll see if that gets filled. Throw a couple preemptive exits out just in case. And I want to give this a little bit of buffer here. Go beneath 85. So that's the idea I've been waiting for. See if it actually pans out or not. So far it looks like no. Stop is there just beneath 85. About to be taken. All right, so no hold at 25K. Next level is quite a bit lower. Quite a bit lower. Down there at 760s. And I believe that was the right near the 50% fib, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 50% fib for overnight move is 805. Okay. So that's good info. 38 would not have any interest there for longs. But the 800 down into 760, I'd be interested in. Buyer's still trying here. Back beneath 25K. And there's the stop. All right, 0 for 1 on the morning. Look at 800 by 760. It's either a reversal versus that zone, or alternatively, reclaim and retest at 25K. So I'd need something like this. Price breaking up above 25K and then retest and then start to show that change of character. So two potential scenarios here. Volume's actually pretty good right now. Volume improvement with 25K now failing. That move right there is why you always respect your stops. Right there. Good volume coming in. Already almost into that 38% fib. Gap and crap. Andres, yeah. Big volume hitting right now. Maybe a little bit of news hitting the tape. Random, waited this long, you're a super disciplined trader. Yeah, I've not always been this disciplined and this patient. It's definitely been a skill that I've developed over the years. Firmly believe that you either become disciplined, you become patient, or you don't make it. The market churns you out. So for me, it's all about knowing the levels that I want to engage with price. And when price is in between those levels, my job is to sit on my hands, to do nothing. So we're looking at a little bounce here, a retest into 25K. Let's see the reaction there. There's your retest at 25K. So I want to see if there's rejected or if there's going to be a reclaim. And if there's a reclaim, I can look for a re-entry at that level. Random, I'm not following my rules and place a trade early at open. Been losing consistently. What should I do? Start by following your rules. It's a good place to start. Little look above 25K. So my preference right now is price holding above, of course. Hold above 25K. We'll see. Yeah, there is a big 5-minute hammer. Okay, 25.020. Value area low for the session in that 2025 area, 27. Extended hours and RTH. $25.025. That's a 100-point bounce off of the lows. There's the 30s, 35s. There's 40, 45. So I need the retest for the farm in that 25K area before I can establish a fresh entry here on the farm. Okay, there's 20. So let's see this retest. Can the retest hold? Don't tell me that's it. Don't tell me that's it. Wow, 15 minutes actually up through prior bar high. First time all session we've seen that. Back into the 20s. Price just sitting on value area low here. Need a little bit more of a retracement. That would be the idea right there. That would be the idea. Well, there's the 10s, 15, 10s. 15, 10. Okay, a little bit lower. Little bit lower. Volume died again. Unfortunate. %38 right there. Okay. It's getting close. Let's see. There's the test. So we'll throw the entry out. No bounce there, so may have nothing to worry about. Prior bar high. So failure here is just another lower high within the intraday sequence. Okay. Keeping it alive a little longer. Had that uptick in volume. And yeah, if this green bar can close above 25K, we'll bring this right there. All right. Still 7 red candles in a row in the 15-minute. Yeah, it's been a slow drip. Slow drippy. Let's see, this 15-minute bar, what's it have on it? 3.5 minutes. See if we get the fill. Throw these out. And then get the stop in there. With a little bit of buffer, we'll go just beneath 70. This one goes right there. Oh, just shy of that first peel. So that's the setup. Whether or not it works is out of my control. Might be a little too heavy still. Volume back below average. First peel. That helps. Just eyeballing looks like your third peel is tighter than your stop loss. Maybe. Not sure. It's not a factor in my decision at all. Second peel coming in here at 23.5. Okay, second peel. Second peel, protect the rest. No reason not to. Now, price can break this 35 area. That would be significant for the intraday structure. Oh, there's the trail. Okay. 1 for 2. Continuing to watch this 25K. I'll take another entry here if it sets up. Volume. My preference is at the very least orange bars tells me above average volume. So retest and hold 25K where my trail was. Good sign. Good sign for the long idea. The 15-minute actually did close green. So first green 15-minute closure of the regular sesh. Neff, nice work. Well done. PJ still riding. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. So scenario like this, because I see the question fairly frequently here in the chat. How do you decide how aggressively to trail the trade, like when to move to break even or better? On a day like today, where it has been a bearish intraday setup and I'm looking for longs, that is a time to trail more aggressively for me. If we're in a more bullish day, bullish intraday action, I'll give it a little more breathing room. Let it work. Let it work. Buyers are in control. From my perspective, there's not a compelling reason in that scenario to trail super tight. So how I trail the trade is largely context dependent. We still have not seen, at least intraday, have not seen that bullish change of character intraday. So above this 45 area definitely starts to look better for buyers. Almost 2 hours into the sesh. How is everyone's morning? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Encountered a gray zone in my rule set on this bounce and decided to stay out. That's good. That's good right there. Don't want to force it. If it's not clear, don't force it. That's what we like to see. There's always going to be another setup, right? So don't need to force anything. Josh 1 for 2, small red, same. Dave green spectator, Des red. Ethan 1 for 2 just trailed on this last long. Well done. One for two, 2 for 2, 2 for 5. Mike's staying busy. So price holding above 25K still. All right, B-Link, take care, man. See you tomorrow. Let's see if buyers can break this 40, 40, 45. PJ, they can have this thing at the high. Oh, that would be beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, 25, 250 overnight high. Oh, not that high. You meant local highs. 35, 35, 40 right here. Yeah, some intraday structure right through this area. So a break of 40 and then a retest at 40 is a trade for the burner. Trade for the Burnski. Farm so far. 1 for 2. Farm is red. See if we get another setup. 25K is on watch. More churn. More churn here. Patience right now. Couple of opportunities near that 25K, and now just back to that chop, potentially getting into that midday lull period. So it may slow down even more. All right, Ethan. See you tomorrow, man. Have a good day. 5-minute RTH. Here's what we're working with. Decent action off the open, and then about an hour of just drift. You get the washout here into 920s. Buyers absorb that. Price now holding above 25K. But a lot of barcode, a lot of overlap. Would definitely say conditions are not the best here. At least for my system personally. Especially with volume below average now. Coming back into 25K. Officially 2 hours into the sesh. Staying patient here. I like action above the 40s. A retest at 25K from current price point would be a little challenging to work with. Josh, the drift is putting me to sleep. Yeah, this is super slow. I think we'll see better action tomorrow with PCE and then Friday CPI. Next 30-minute bar is opening up. That was the first green 30-minute closure of the sesh. A little retest into 35s. There's 40s. 35 40s. Okay. So I may not see that entry for the farm, but there's always the burner. PJ, good patience, man. Great patience. Mm, not that clean. I'll wait. Oh, wait. Wait a little bit. So intraday. So a little break of structure right there, right? Good volume on that break of the structure. And I like a retest of the structure for the burner account, low leverage, single account for B to B plus or better setups. Farm is for A plus only. A or A plus only. Does we still have 65 people in here? Drop a thumbs up on the stream. If you got some value today, let me know with the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're live pretty much every day. What's the win weight difference of A and B setups? Not sure. Don't know what the delta is. There's a retest of the structure. See if the entry sets up. 46. Okay. I got the NQ chart on there. Give me the micros. Give me the micros. Stop goes down there. Sun goes right here. All right, Des, take care, man. We'll see you tomorrow, sir. Have a good day. So now my nice rectangle is gone. Bring that back. I think it was 44 by 37-ish. Andreas tapping out. All right, man. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Good patience today, good discipline. That's what it's all about. Remember, no trade day is not a failure. It is a process win. A no trade day is a win. Process oriented win. Wow, one tick shy. Brutal. Brutal. They would do that to me. Volume came in though. Look at that volume. I wish Top Step would let me have custom indicators on this. Like, why? What is the issue? Let me bring in my volume indicator. We got the first peel. At the first peely. Second peel right there at structure. I like the third peel. Pretty much into VWAPy. The VWAPy slappy. And just more churn right here. The day of drift and churn. What are we looking at as far as intraday fib? Wow, that's ugly. 38%. Okay, 50 is up at, I can't even see that. 50 is up at 90. All right. There it is, second peel. That's a B or B plus quality setup right there. Little market structure based play. Give me that next peel. This price gets into VWAP here. Next structure point, it's about 88-ish. Come on. There you go. Protect the rest. That's not bad, huh? Break the structure, retest the structure, take the entry. It's collecting points right there. Point collection. PJ making the most of this action. We're trying. We are trying. Day like today, it's all about picking those spots carefully. Pick those spots. Let's hit this next target here at 84. Intraday structure point. Are you back on top step again? I never stopped being on top step. Never stopped. Unless they ban me. Unless I get banned. But I don't see why that would happen. I don't hedge. So price is bumping into regular trading hours, volume point and control. Surely they have the anchored profile on this thing. Is this it? Did I already do this? Yeah. Okay, right there. Oh no. Anchored VWAP, fixed range volume profile. I think I need, what is it on the, it's anchored volume profile. Maybe they don't have it. There's anchored VWAP. It's like you get a light version of Trading View in Top Step X. Yeah, they don't have it. Okay. That's unfortunate.
Order filled.
And there's our next peel. All right. We let the rest ride, and we will trail based on structure. I mean, that was a B plus layup if you ask me. Break of structure and retest, good volume. Anyone else grab that with me? Doo, 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 doo. Entry was right there. Bang. Oh, nice work. Nice work. All right. Good work. Intraday bumping into a lot of resistance here from earlier in the sesh. See rectangle. Yeah, prior support. becomes resistance. So if you needed another spot to trim, it'd be into the 90s and 100 area. I'll let it go with a trail. See what the micro can do. Oh, by the way, on that the Nightbot message there in the chat, the YT10K discount is closing on Friday. So if you've been wanting to get a discount on APT, Traders Think Tank, 2-hour trader framework, Friday's the last chance, save 15%. Just FYI. Walk through on the last trade. Yeah. There's intraday structure right here between like 36 and 47-ish, where you see this blue rectangle. Price breaks above, retest the structure point. There's your entry. So resistance becomes support. We look for some structure as an entry, gives us an area to set risk against. As simple as that. As simple as that. I'm going to lift the trail a little bit more. Nothing crazy right there. It's almost noon. Wow. You're in the shorts? Am I in the shorts? I'm wearing shorts. Is this trade a short? Does this look like a short? This is a long. We took the long. Where is the marker? Yeah, took the long right there. Grab the long, and now we're just riding. It was just a five micro long. I really should add more size on this 150K burner, but whatever. 5 micro long. And we already peeled 4 off. We're just in the we're just in the runner now. Trying to give it enough breathing room to potentially work above this 90 area. 90 by 100 intraday resistance. I think if we can get a break of that zone, could see the next leg higher. All right, Dave, take care, man. Be seeing you tomorrow. How many points would the next leg higher be if it does break? So I would target the next intraday structure point is what I typically do, which is right through here. So like 60-ish points. And then the level of interest at 200. So when you're this far along in the session, you have the advantage of looking at intraday structure. You can use that intraday structure to your advantage. So we have the high, lower high, lower high. These are all structure points. This action through here, create some structure. All right, a little structure point right through there. Structure, structure, more structure. That's how it goes. So as the intraday structure becomes more mature, you can use that info, which is what we did on this trade. Because I have no level here, right? This is purely a market structure based opportunity. Knowing that price is holding above 25K. All right, PJ. See you tomorrow. Take care. $36 floating profit right now. Oh, may see the trail taken here. Any chance of an entry point? I'm looking for the exit. I'm looking for the exit right now. So the entry was down through here. Good uptick in volume. There we go. Good little lift there. Lift the trail. Right there. Price is into 90. Let's get a break of 100. Might as well switch this to like a 1 minute chart here. There's 100. See if price can hold above 100 here. I want to lift the trail to just beneath 90. This value area high for the regular sesh. Josh, I thought they were a one-time purchase now. No subscription. All right, I'm going to lift this trail a little bit. Go 87. Give price enough breathing room to potentially retest that area. We are 65 points in floating profit. There's our trail. Nearly. Nearly trailed. Need 100 to hold. Need this spot to hold. Need the 90s, 90, 100 area to hold. That blue zone there. Otherwise, trail is just beneath. So far, it's holding. It's going to push above the 104. And buyers to step in and pay up. Step in and pay up. Mm. May see the trail here. May see that trail. We're getting into midday lull. 12:10. Volume's dead. So this will be the, well, at the very least, I'll be shutting the farm down after this. May keep the burner alive through the afternoon. But red day on the farm, unfortunately. Small red day there. Tried the initial 25K long. That pretty much instantly got bonked. But look at that continuation lower. That's why we keep stops. Got in for the re-entry, the break above and the retest, re-entry through there. Obviously trailed that one pretty tight, but not enough. That little scalp, not enough to recover the initial loss. So we'll just take the small red day there on the farm. There it is. This is my lead trade day funded account. Copy traded via Tradecopia. Unless in the next, I would say, I mean, it kind of depends how long we keep the stream going, but if we get a big washout, if some headline hits, we get a washout into 25K. technically still an opportunity I could take here with the farm. But otherwise, we're just riding this long here in the burner. In the burn ski. Looks like I may get trailed. Yeah, there's the trail. I think we call it right there, folks. I think we wrap it up right there. Overall, pretty slow day. Pretty slow. A lot of very early chop. Let's look at this. Yeah, the drift here was just so slow. Can't trade any of that. We finally get the move into 25K. I actually passed on the initial bounce because I wanted the spring, and then the spring did not work. You get the reclaim and then the retest. That was my re-entry. And I trailed in all this choppiness, and now price is higher. We got the retest entry on the burner account right through here and just trailed out a moment ago. So we caught a good portion of that move just with lower leverage. The prop farm is high leverage. The burner is just on its own. Let's see, we got a little volume coming in. How'd the bot do? Like I said earlier, best way to find out is get an annual license. Grab yourself an annual license, but let's check. No trades today for APT. Yeah, cash day for APT. Yesterday was a very nice day for APT. It's been on a very good run. Green on the year. I posted the I don't know if you saw the recap video, most recent video there on the channel. It's worth taking a look at that. Got a little volume coming in here. Clean up this chart. What kind of Herman Miller? The Embody. Rocking the Embody. It's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. Okay, NQ's pulling in a little bit. We're staying live. We need to see 25K. See the volume come in. Yeah, it's getting to be lunchtime. 12:18. We do have some volume though, so I'm staying focused right now. Look at that prior 15-minute bar, big shooting star. There's a bounce from VWAP, the 60s, 25060. A little consolidation right there. Volume's still in it. Volume's still decently there. All right, doesn't look like we'll see that 25K on this pullback. So I'm gonna call it right there. That was a wrap on the day. Hope you guys had a good morning. We'll keep it going in the Traders Think Tank for the afternoon session. Thank you guys for your time, and I will see you all tomorrow morning.